Gearing up for week 3 of the NFL season, here are my picks this week. Just a reminder, last week I went 11-5. It was a good week, not a great week, so I'm hoping to improve on that this week. First game, Bills over the Dolphins. Is that even a question? We don't need to talk about it. There's literally no argument to be made. Bills roll. Second one, I have the Vikings beating out the Bengals. Both of them have backup quarterbacks in, but I have more confidence in the Vikings defense, and I have more confidence in the head coach, Kevin O'Connell. So I choose the Vikings. I don't feel great about it. I choose the Jaguars to beat the Texans. The Texans defense is good. Their offense just doesn't look good. Last year it didn't look that great. I know Nico Collins was injured pretty much the entire season, but this year, CJ Stroud just has not returned to the form of his rookie season. Maybe they can win this game. I know they've been atop the division the last couple of years, but I just feel like this is the Jaguars' time. They threw away a game against the Bengals last week. I think that they can win this one. Then next up, I have the Colts beating the Titans. I don't think that's a controversial pick. The Colts have looked surprisingly great the first couple of weeks. They just beat the Broncos on a last-second field goal. Kind of crazy, a little bit lucky, but they did win the game. The Titans, they're just not there yet. Cam Ward has showed signs, but they're not there yet. So I choose the Colts. After that, you got the Patriots against the Steelers. I choose the Patriots in this one. I think the Patriots looked a lot better this last week. I think the passing offense looked better. I think they'll continue to improve. I think the Steelers are still a little overrated. I don't fully trust them. Just like I thought Aaron Rodgers came back down to earth against the Seahawks this last week, even though they do have a good defense. But the Patriots have a pretty good defense too. I think they're leading the league in interceptions or pass defense, something like that. So I think that they'll continue to look pretty good here. And I think that they'll beat out the Steelers in a close one. Then I have the Packers over the Browns. Again, it's not even a conversation. There's nothing to talk about. Their defense is too good. Their offense is good enough. I know the Browns have a good defense, but the Browns just don't stand a chance. Sorry, Browns fans, you don't stand a chance. Move on to the Rams against the Eagles. I have the Rams beating the Eagles in this one. They almost beat the Eagles last year in the divisional round. And everyone only thinks that the Eagles just rolled through the playoffs last year because they destroyed the Commanders, then destroyed the Chiefs. Their last two games, exceptional. But before that, they played the Rams and they nearly lost. The Rams had a chance at the end of regulation there, and they barely don't come up with it at the very end. I think that this time the Rams, their defense looks really good and their offense will be pretty good. I have questions about the Eagles' passing defense, which is what the Rams really excel at, as passing offense. So I think the Rams are able to squeeze this one out on the road in Philly. Then you got the Bucks and the Jets. I don't think this one's really that much of a conversation either. The Bucks should win this one pretty comfortably. I trust Baker Mayfield way more than I trust Justin Fields. The Jets, week 1 looked great on offense. Week 2 looked really bad. Their defense should be okay, but the Bucks just have too much. Then we move on to the Raiders and the Commanders. I have the Raiders beating the Commanders. Look, Geno had the worst game of his career this last week. I think he bounces back. The Raiders offense should look better, even though the Commanders defense is pretty good. The Raiders offense should look a little bit better. Hopefully they lean into Ashton Genty a little bit more. And their defense with Pete Carroll should be good enough to hold back the Commanders offense. I think that they pulled out on the road. Then you have the Falcons and the Panthers. I don't think not very many people would pick the Panthers in this one. I do think the Falcons are coming off a big win where their defense looked really good and flexed their muscles. I think it'll be too much, and their offense should do just enough to be able to win that. Then the Broncos and the Chargers. The Broncos, look, I know that they allowed a lot of points this last week to the Colts, but they do have a good defense. The Chargers, though, with the way Herbert's looking, that offense should be good enough, and their defense looks really good. I do not trust Bo Nix, so give me the Chargers. Then Seahawks and Saints. Obviously, give me the Seahawks. Saints are the worst team in the league. Look, I know that they got close this last week, but you're playing against Mac Jones as the starting quarterback of the other team. The Seahawks should be a lot better than the Saints this week, and they should win pretty comfortably. Then the Cowboys and the Bears. I don't know how anyone can pick the Bears at this point. They looked terrible. You got to pick the Cowboys with this one. Their offense is really, really good. And even if their defense isn't that great, the Bears are just that bad. Sorry, Bears fans. You're just that bad, unfortunately. Going to go with the Cowboys. Then you got the Cardinals and the Niners. I don't think the Niners can keep up their winning with Mac Jones as quarterback and losing so many pieces on offense. You still need Christian McCaffrey to be great and hope that he doesn't get injured. I just think that the Cardinals take this one. After that, you got Chiefs and Giants. The Chiefs better win this one. If they start 0-3, they're in some pretty serious trouble. That being said, the Giants offense looked great this last week. I don't think it'll be the same this week. The Chiefs defense is definitely better than the Cowboys defense, but the Chiefs have to find a way to win this game. So I'm picking the Chiefs. It's just hard to root against them pick against them when they're playing against the Giants. And then last game of the week, you got Baltimore against Detroit. Look, Detroit looked amazing this last week. I don't want to overreact to it, though. Baltimore is consistently incredible throughout the regular season. I think that Derrick Henry will play a lot better this week, and the rushing attack should be better, and Lamar Jackson should be just as good as ever. So I think that they'll continue to be good. I don't think that they'll blow them out, but I do think that they'll win this game, and it won't really be in question toward the end. Those are my picks for week 3. Let me know who you got. Let me know if you feel like your picks can be better than mine. I was 11-5 last week. If you did better than that, let me know, because it's really hard to pick some of these games, but I'm excited to see how this week goes.